Ah, here we go again.
Cuphead, the delicious last course. Man, I remember when this DLC was announced and I was super hyped for it. Not only is Cuphead one of my favorite games of all time, but one of the best games of the last generation. I went over all my thoughts in my recent revisit video, so I will post a link in the description or click the card above. But the DLC, so all you Cuphead veterans and amateurs alike, is this DLC worth the purchase? Well, more than likely you probably already bought it, but in case you're on the fence about it, this video may help you out. Oh, also, since the DLC is fairly new, I will put a spoiler warning here for some of the footage I will be using, so let's get into it. The story for this expansion is just as simple as the story of the base game. We're introduced to Miss Chalice, which if you watch the Cuphead show on Netflix, you may already be familiar with this character. Anyway, we're taken to this island where Miss Chalice is trying to come back to life, and only way to do that is recover some ingredients from the bosses around the island. So yeah, there's our excuse for fighting these new sets of bosses, so off we go. So gameplay wise, there's not much more I can say that I haven't already said in my revisit video, but the DLC does introduce some new weapons and allow you to play as Miss Chalice with the special cookie that you can equip. Miss Chalice is a pretty nice character to use. She can use a parry dash, a double jump, and even have a dodge roll. But honestly, I never felt the need to use her throughout my playthrough. I was fine with just the vanilla Cuphead. The weapons I opted in for was the good old spread shot and the charge shot, but feel free to experiment with some of these weapons as you see fit. Now the bosses. These guys are no joke. Just like the base game, I feel the bosses are not linear in terms of difficulty. The key to defeating these bosses in Cuphead is pattern recognition and trial and error. Now in terms of the bosses that were my favorite and least favorite, well, let's start on a positive note. I loved Esther Winchester. I think I just have a thing for these bullet hell style levels. I had a blast with this one. Also, I really like the Angel and Demon boss fight, which is a hidden boss, so if you've never seen this, go back and unlock it. But I just love how this boss plays and just really dodging and shooting while facing a certain direction. I love that mechanic. Now the bosses I hated. Well, let's start with the Howling Aces. Talk about an infuriating boss. I like the aesthetic and the fact that the fight takes place in midair, and actually the first two phases of this boss is not bad, but it's the third phase, when they start flipping the screen.
Come on now, dawg. Come on, man.
I almost turned the game off, but it was still a fun time. Oh, and don't even get me started on Chef Salt Baker. Just ridiculous. You also have these parry challenges that you can do, and I had tons of fun with these. Since there's no run and gun levels, these are your primary ways to obtain coins to get some of those new weapons. The only one I had a little bit of issue with was the horse one, but I still had a good time. Overall, this DLC was definitely worth the wait. If you enjoyed the base game, this is a no-brainer purchase. The bosses are fun, the gameplay is great, the visuals are amazing. Yeah, it's more Cuphead goodness. Drop a comment down below and let me know what your favorite moments and favorite bosses was in this DLC. I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.